Matching hundreds. It's the coach. This is Madden football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. We're about 12 miles south of the future home of the Chargers at the current home of the Chargers, and that's Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and our home team. Seated next to Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, this one featuring a couple of playoff teams from a season ago, back at it again in 2019.
And we both felt the confidence from both of these teams, right? They feel like they will be back in the playoffs again, but they shouldn't be overconfident. 7 teams last year made the playoffs that didn't make it the previous year, so you're not assured of going back year after year.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. This one taken from the 7. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the Stanford man. It's Andrew Luck.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. And let's look here at the Houston offense.
And wide receiver Tyler Lockett continues to improve as a route runner and a playmaker downfield. But let's not forget, his main use, kick returner. Knows how to break open a game in that area as well.
He takes this for 3 to the 29. Here are the starters defensively for the Chargers. Well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
They held them to just 13 points in the game. And truthfully, you can't expect them to play much better than that. That's excellent defense.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Luck. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fourth down, and on comes Justin Vogel to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Chargers under 3rd-year coach Anthony Lynn. They're led onto the field by the former 3rd-round pick back in 2012, and that's the quarterback Nick Foles.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Now Foles. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. On the defensive side here, the starters for the Texans, and they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And since this is such a good unit at covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Foles. Screenplay, Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18.
Downfield, offense.
So they decline it as that will bring up fourth.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it fourth down.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Love. He's got Fuller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's on Jawan Taylor, 2nd-round pick from Florida. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Luck. He'll dump this one off to Connor. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Third and long, it's Luck. He lets it fly for Lockett. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Houston. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Stephen Hauschka for the point after. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. And let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by Bradley Chubb. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Foles. And his throw is incomplete. George Kittle, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended receiver. But now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. He's got him in. Complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Give him 32 on the play.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into third and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. Around the NFL, an update from a game going on down in Tampa. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. For Johnson, the numbers for his performance from last week, he was without a doubt one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
From just shy of midfield, Foles. Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And absolutely zero surprise that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
Now, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. The early returns for him, very good to start this season. Interesting to see if he can keep up that torrid pace.
Yeah, when you're talking about averaging 100 yards a game as a receiver, extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster season. So, yeah, you love what he's doing early, but I think it's got to go back to the offseason, doesn't it? It's got to go back to the roots, spending time with the guy who's going to throw the ball to him, spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and, of course, getting himself ready to play.
On second down, Connor looking for space. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Look out! 675! You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby!
They'll try and run forward with Connor. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Here's Matt Wild now as he's on to punt for L.A. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Now it's Lockett. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Love. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Connor. And he'll be close to a 1st down at the Chargers 38. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Back to throw. Love. And that will be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way? Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
Good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. He'll look to throw. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Matt Weil now. He's been terrific so far. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Locke. It's complete to Lockett. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Locke. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Locke. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. They'll fake the handoff. Now Locke. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 34. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Back to throw here. Complete to Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Foles now, 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Johnson on the counter. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now back to throw, and this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong, only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity, that's our bread and butter, that's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. Now it's Luck off the bootleg. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. This is Conner. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Conner. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now a 1st down throw. Luck. Got an open man, Keelan Cole. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They run with Conner. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Texans on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And it's complete. Henry. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Luck. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Now he's having a nice little 1st half here, partner.
And it's a 1st half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Hauschka with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Foles. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Foles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Let's go.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. And these highlights here showcasing the solid game he's had.
Well, someone woke up and felt good about themselves there, didn't they? I have to feel that he came into this one with the idea that, yeah, I can do this. Whether it's preparation, reading the film, whatever it was, it's paying off in a big way as we watch this one unfold.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards already. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Throwing is Locke. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a draw play. This is Connor. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. On the draw, Connor. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Luck now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And now out on the field. Here comes Los Angeles. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Well, the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Now Foles. Johnson's got it complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Foles. Dumping it off for Johnson. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. Badgley able to knock this one through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. In our game, it was Andrew Luck who had the hot hand in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's Nick Foles as he heads back out to work. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. But that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Matt Wild now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Here's Locke. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. On second down now, it's Connor. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now Locke. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever is in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Looking to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From the 35 on 2nd down, Foles. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. 3rd down here. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On the counter, it's Connor. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. The Texans send the punter out, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. So out come the Chargers. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Again, it's Johnson.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. Third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
Foles now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Jones has it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On play action, they'll throw. His throw incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Looking downfield for Jones. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Badgley able to punch this one through. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So it's a 3rd field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
No, they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
He's coming.
This complete to Lockett. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Back to throw, Locke. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Foles.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it.
And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Vinny Curry, the defensive end, got there off the edge.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Matt Weil now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one may be his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
From his goal line here, Locke. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The carry here for the big tight end. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Anthony Hitchens, 2nd in the AFC in tackles last year, there to bring him down. From the gun, here's Locke. And he's got Lockett.
Holding offense.
So that's going to push him back half the distance. So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Foles. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Foles. Goodwin able to haul it in. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for L.A. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. The drive will start with Connor. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Luck. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Luck. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers getting set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They're going to look to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Deep ball for Goodwin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for L.A. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a first down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. On second and very short. Luck. Screen pass to Connor. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Luck. And caught by Henry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down on a gain of 10. On 1st and 10 is Connor. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get him. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Luck. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. On the run is Connor. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Again, it's Connor. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Luck. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Throwing now. Luck. Got an open man, Keelan Cole. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Luck now to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Kenny Vaccaro there to get a hand on that one. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming from the left hash. Should be a fairly easy one here. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Foles ready to lead this offense. Down by 6, a minute 24 to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. So Luck down to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So for Houston, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.